multiple morale changes for acquiring a quality player, things you love to see. There was a few reasons why we lost out in round number 1 to the Prague Knights, but the biggest reason Reed is going to tell us. xTech, and I quote, "Oscar Gormley has been real quiet." End quote. Reed says, "It was at that moment I realized we were going to lose to the Prague Knights." Classic xTech jinx. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of your custom NHL 20 franchise mode with the Shanghai Dragons, coming fresh off of a round 1 exit. Oh my god, so embarrassing, I know. After winning the Stanley Cup, we had high hopes, high aspirations of going back to back, but we ran into the Prague Knights. And this meme from our Discord basically describes how the playoffs went for us. Yep. Koltsov. He's pretty good. I didn't give those guys the respect they deserved, and they shoved it right in my face. But we can't look back, know where to go but up from here. Now, there's some talk in the comments of you guys saying, hey, maybe it's time to take a 2 or 3 year rebuild. Now, I'm not opposed to that. However, I still think, depending on what happens with this re-sign stage, because it's going to be a bit of a crazy one, this is kind of a different situation than what we're used to being. Usually we go in the draft and then go with the re-sign stage, but since we ended up having a nice little early exit there in the postseason, we hopped right into the draft. And we actually got a stud late in the first round, Ron Calder, straight out of the Oil Kings over there in Edmonton, a big 6'4" defenseman, a two-way D. Now, he's listed as a top 6. This guy in the comments says, play Calder in the NHL. He's listed as a top 6. Playing him in the AHL might hurt his growth. We got this guy who says Aaron Calder is the next Seth Jones. Whoa, no pressure on the young kid. So there's a few things to do here in free agency. The first main thing is, what the hell are we going to do with Julius Honka? Captain Honka, the man, the myth, the legend, who had 72 points this year, fresh off of an 80-point campaign, all right? He's basically a 12-goal, 60 to 70 assist god. I love Julius Honka. He's the captain of this team. He's in his prime. He's playing the best hockey of his career, so do we let him walk? Supreme Prestige in the comments says, do not overpay Honka. Let him walk in free agency and sign him then. It gets rid of the I won't sign BS, and you won't be paying him $13 million just to stay. Let him go to free agency and sign him then. You need to save money while you can. Now, I know this is a little trick. We've done this quite a few times. You can see he wants $13 million for 7 years. Oh my god. Guys looking to get paid. I'm all for giving guys their payday, and Julius Honka has earned it. He's been the captain, he's got a Stanley Cup, he's been an unbelievable playoff performer, but $13 million is a little bit steep. So yes, we are going to wait until free agency and roll the dice. I think he's going to want somewhere in the 10 to 11.5 range, which I'm totally cool with paying him that, so that's not a problem, that's no worries at all. But we have to worry about signing Shane Wright, Klim Kostin, Brandt Clark. It's definitely not going to be cheap. So let's see who we have to re-sign here. So Honka, we can basically deal with that when the time comes. It's basically going to be a few big guys and obviously James Vegetti. So James Vegetti right away, he's not interested in an extension, which concerns me, so we're going to have to beef it up. He only wants a 1-year deal. What if I do it at 8.3 million, all right? There you go, a little more than what you want. For some reason, he doesn't want an extension. I don't know if the whole round 1 exit really got to him or not, but we are going to roll with Nichushkin as our backup as well. All right, so Shane Wright, what does he want? Now, this is something, he wants $9 million. So what I might do is, I might do the same thing with Shane Wright. Now, it's not like we don't have the cap to give him the $9 million, and he is moving up to an 88 overall, which is awesome, but I want to know how much money we're going to have. So I'm not going to commit the 9.5, what is it? Yeah, sorry, 9.25. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a qualifying offer, and we're going to revisit it July 1. Now, Klim Kostin, what does he want? 84 overall. He wants 7.9. We played the long game last year with Klim Kostin, and it worked in our favor, so we're going to do the exact same thing here. And with Brandt Clark, what is he going to want? He wants 6.3 million. Now, you got to remember, the overalls are inflated, and we do have $50 million to work with, so I'm more confident in a 22-year-old getting paid $6 million for the next 4 years. How does that sound? Nice little $24 million in the bank. What do you say about that? Paul Bittner, all these guys are going to be cheap, which is nice. I'm not even going to haggle on that. Paul Bittner was awesome. Cole Lind, I think we're going to have to re-sign him at like 5. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad contract at all. Let's go $5 million for 3 years. Again, we have $58 million, so it's not like we're hurting for cash here. Now, Logan Stanley, he wants a boatload of money for an 80 overall. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Logan Stanley. You love Logan Stanley. He's a Stanley Cup champion. He's been awesome for us, but 80 overall at $5 million. Come on, Logan Stanley. That's a little bit crazy. We're going to let him walk, and we're going to revisit it in free agency. Korshkov, he spent the year down in the American Hockey League. I think we're going to go in a different way from Korshkov. Ilya Kovalchuk, there's a lot of people saying, don't sign him, don't sign him. What are you doing? I'm thinking we do sign Kovalchuk. Oh man, wait, he wants $5.1 million. This might be a big July 1st for us. See, it's the exact same thing with Kim Erickson. He wants a boatload of money. They want to get paid. So we're going to play the long game here. We're going to play the long game with a lot of these players. It works in our favor because no one's going to give them an offer sheet, and then we can just pay them a lot less closer to the start of the regular season. All right, so I just went through and I cleaned up the majority of the players here. A few we're going to say goodbye to, like Alexander True. I'm going to hang on to McInnes and Jansen Harkins. Those guys were really, really cheap. But everyone else, I think we might just play the long game. We're going to see what free agency has. A first-round exit is honestly completely unacceptable. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do here. Maybe revamp a couple positions. Ryan McInnes is good to go. James Vagetti says no. All right, so we're going to have to pay the man. Cole Lind, he says yes, $5 million. Love to see that. Jansen Harkins was cheap. Paul Bittner was cheap. Aaron Calder, okay, so I have to do some roster things. We can sign him whenever, but I definitely want him in the lineup at the start of the year. Brent Clark, he says yes, so took a little bit less. There you go. Nichushkin as well. Estrada, all these guys were super, super cheap. So I'm going to have to go ahead and clean up the lineup a little bit here, but we still have $45 million to work with. I just think we're going to have to play the long game on Honka, and we're going to have to give James Vagetti a little bit more money. Maybe 8.7? Let's go with that. $8.7 million. How about that? Sidney Crosby style. What do you say, Vagetti? Come on, sign on the dotted line. Do it. $400,000 more will do the trick. There you go, James Vagetti. A man of culture, I see. So with everyone else, Klim Kostin, like this is going to be around $30 million right here. So we're not going to have a ton of playroom, but we're going to wait and see what happens. It's going to be a little bit less, probably more like 27, but let's go to free agency here. Everyone I've wanted to give a contract, I've tender qualified everyone that I need to tender qualify. Let me just double check here. I don't want to leave anyone off the hook. So Honka's going to walk. We tender qualified Kostin and Shane Wright. UFA, we're going to let Logan Stanley and Kovalchuk walk. I just don't think it's wise to give $5 million to Ilya Kovalchuk. He could come into training camp at like 76 overall, and we don't have a spot for him. So we're going to wait, play the long game. We're going to be smart about this. Let's go. It really does make me sad that Kovalchuk has got to go, but we can't let personal relationships get involved with our hockey operations. We got some big things going on here. I'm nervous about this whole Julius Honka thing. I really hope he only wants like 11.5 and there's not too many teams interested. I'm going to have to worry about some coaches as well. We'll go ahead and get that done in a little bit, and all of the staff. I'll do that off camera because that's all boring to watch. Okay, let's see. What is it going to be? What are these players going to want? Are we going to play the long game? What are we going to do? Julius Honka wants 11.5 and there's no teams interested, which is nice, which is actually awesome. Now, I think we can play the long game with Klim Kostin, all right? I think we can get this done. $36 million. I think we can get all three of these guys inked to a decent enough contract. So, unfortunately, I don't think Shane Wright is going to be too negotiable. I'll try at $9 million. We do have the upper hand because he is an RFA, so other teams have to submit an offer sheet for us. I'm more open to the Klim Kostin offer sheet than I am the Shane Wright one, but let's worry about Julius Honka. So we wanted $13.1 million last time. How about a 5-year deal at 12.5? Let's go 12.6, all right? 12.6 for 5. It's a lot of money, but you got to think what Julius Honka brings to the table. I don't want to go 7 years. That's a little bit too rich for me. I want to go 5 years. It'll take him to 34. He'll be on the back 9 of his career, and then we'll figure it out then. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but we got 5 years with Captain Honka. Sign on the dotted line. It's more money than you want. I'll even go 12.65. Give you an extra 50 grand. There you go. Come on, Julius Honka. Sign on the dotted line. Now, as for Shane Wright and Klim Kostin, I don't think we're going to be able to get much done here. Let's offer $9 million for 6 years. I know it's a lot. Or let's go real low. He does have a Stanley Cup, but I think with what he's been producing, let's go 8.5 for 6 years, all right? Let's try that out. We are really going to need a second-line winger with Ilya Kovalchuk being gone. As you can see, here's how the team is looking. This is if everyone signs. So defensively, we're going to take a hit. It's going to be an interesting year. Maybe this could be somewhat of a rebuilding year. But who knows? I've had teams where I thought we were going to suck, and all of a sudden, we are just amazing and we win the President's Trophy. So I'm not too sure, but I'm thinking we shouldn't give a bunch of money to a guy like Svechnikov, A, because we don't have it, and B, because I don't want to give him money and then a guy like Shane Wright or a guy like Julius Honka decides not to sign because we don't have the money to give him. So if we are going to go for a second line winger, I think we should part ways with this guy. We drafted him. He's medium elite, but 59 overall, a 4th round pick. So we're basically just playing with the house money at this point because he's got a ton of trade value and we can definitely cash in on that. So I'm going to wait and see what's going to happen with all 3 of our big guys. Let's get them underway. We also have to wait on Kim Eriksson. I think playing the super long game with Klim Kostin is the way to go. Basically giving a 6th for Marty Metropolitan. No, thank you. Day number 4. Day number 5. We get a trade. No, thank you. All right, these guys are taking their sweet ass time. Day number 6. Captain Honka. Thank God. All right, Honka is good to go. Your cash offer was most generous. Thank you. I'm glad we could come to an agreement. Shane Wright says yes at 8.5, so that's awesome. That saves us like $1 million and change. Now, with those 2 players etched in the lineup, how much money do we have? We have $17 million to work with, but minus, let's say, $7 million for Klim Kostin. So really, we have $10 million in the bank. We need a second-line winger, which I don't see really anything out there, but more importantly, wouldn't mind getting another defenseman. Someone like the best defenseman available is 79 overall. Great. Unfortunately, I just don't think the overalls are there. Oh boy, so Klim Kostin is the best guy out there. We're going to play the long game with him. Kristen Juice is available, 5.1. Tyler Benson, what's up? Legend. Kyle Wood, this guy's a giant, isn't he? I think he's like 6'7". Yeah, Kyle Wood, 6'7", 236. What a guy. He's basically Logan Stanley, but 1 overall less. Ilya Kovalchuk, do we bring him back? Oh man, what do we do? For a third line winger, $5 million bucks? That's really, really rich. Now you got to remember we are saying goodbye to guys like Lawrence and we are saying goodbye to Lavinen. So those are 2 players that we are parting ways with. Even though Lavinen is really cheap at a 78 overall, I tender qualified him, so he should sign. That can be a bottom pairing option. But Lawrence, it's just a bit too much. We're going to have to say goodbye to him. There's a few players I might go ahead. Hey, Casey, what's going on, Chief? I think Korshkov at 78 overall for a third line winger is very, very cheap at 1.6, so we are going to go ahead and ink up Korshkov. We're probably going to bring him back. We have a limited amount of money to work with here. Let's see what we can do. I wish Gabe Velarde and this guy weren't RFAs. I'd definitely go ahead and spend some money on them, but we're going to play the long game with Klim Kostin, and at the start of the regular season, once we have Klim Kostin, we can have a better look at our lineup. There's really nothing in free agency that excites me, so we're going to wait. Maybe we'll get some trades, who knows, or maybe Klim Kostin will get an offer sheet. Who knows? But Korshkov is good to go. There you go. Klim Kostin should sign on the dotted line. No, thank you. All right, let's go here, and we'll worry about... Oh, wait. Oh, okay, that's that Lavinen guy. 1.1. I'm just going to match that. Why not? There you go. Thank you. A nice depth option. I thought that was Klim Kostin. I was like, oh my God, someone sent him an offer sheet. And there you go. Speak of the devil, Klim Kostin signs on the dotted line. $7 million for 1 year. So again, we saved some more money and we have $10.1 million to work with. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. We have 10 million bucks and we have some trading assets. What do we do? Let's have some fun. Let's see what's out there. So here are the players I'm thinking about trading. If we want to go ahead and sign a second line winger, I'm thinking we give up a first. We also, and this is going to be a big time player, we give up this guy who we drafted has a whole bunch of trade value, and depending on the player, we might have to add a little bit more. We have some rookies that have a decent amount of trade value, like these guys I can throw in just to sweeten the pot. Not Calder, obviously, but you see what I'm saying. There is some players that we can throw in there and see what we can do. So I'm looking for an 83-ish, 84 overall player at the best, but I'm probably going to be looking at like an 82. If they're going to play with Kostin and Lind, I'd prefer them to be a sniper, but let's have a look. Let's see what's out there. Let's go shopping. Let's look for second line forwards. That way we can weed out all the franchise guys and all the guys that are a little bit untouchable here. And there's actually a lot of players with a ton of trade value. So I'm looking more in this kind of area. It's actually a decent amount. Kiefer Bellows, 85 overall, but he's probably making like 12 million bucks or 4.9. Okay, that's a smoking deal. Kiefer Bellows, how you doing? This might be the trade of the century. Look at that, 4.9 million, where everyone else is making a boatload of money. Okay, all right. I really like Kiefer Bellows. He's a playmaker, sniper. He's a power forward. Okay, that might work with Kostin and Lind. Okay, we might be onto something here. Mason Appleton. I really like that 4.9. What a contract. Like Kaylor Yamamoto is 1 overall less and he's making 11 million bucks. Doesn't make sense. What a steal. Alexis Heponiemi as well. Yeah, Max Jones, he's making $9 million, 85 overall. It's crazy. Just looking here, Kiefer Bellows might be the option. What's it going to take for us to trade for Kiefer Bellows? All right, so he's a power forward. That could work with Kostin and Lind. I like that. What a contract. All right, chickens. First of all, let's see if you have any goaltending depth. If you do, this isn't going to look as enticing, but if you don't, it's going to be nice. Okay, they have Joe Fleshler, but in the pipeline, they don't really have anything. Well, let me introduce you to your future potential, maybe, I don't know, starting goalie. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's French. That looks like it would go through literally 1 for 1, which is crazy. This is a pretty good prospect, though. So let's see if we can sweeten the pot a little bit, all right? This seems too good to be true. Kiefer Bellows, the contract's right. Everything's right. Let's go with a third, all right? Let's give him a prospect goalie and a third for Kiefer Bellows, who's a big power forward. You could honestly turn him into a sniper. Last year, he had a pretty good year. For some reason, he got traded, right? There you go. So I was wondering why they only played 25 games and then 54. So we had a really good year here, but after winning a Stanley Cup with the Montana Moonmen in year number 1, he bounced around a little bit here to the Chickens. Now we're going to try to bring him over overseas, going to bring him over to China. Will a B+ goaltending prospect and a 3rd round pick go through? Trade accepted. Thanks, Chickens. Much appreciated. Kiefer Bellows, welcome to the squad. Multiple morale changes for acquiring a quality player. Things you love to see. Well, that was easy. That was like taking candy from a baby. Well, in this instance, taking candy from a chicken. Thank you very much. We're all good to go. Gabe Velarde, not interested. See you later. We got our guy, San Diego. I should just give you guys these players, but I'm not. I'm cutthroat, ruthless. thanks for Kiefer Bellows. First and a second for Jonathan Deline. I'm pumped. What a deal. Oh my goodness. We'll have to look at their roster and see how big of a hole it left on their squad. But yeah, that was a huge trade. A blockbuster. Now, there is a player who's still holding out, and that's Kim Erickson. Let's see what he wants now. I know he wanted $4 million, which was a lot for a 76 overall or whatever he was. But Kiefer Bellows, welcome to the squad, baby. What a contract. That's amazing. All right, let's have a look here. So right now we have Honka, Clark, and it's really looking light. Unfortunately, our defense is a little bit weak. Let's see. We have $6 million left, and we got to re-sign both of these guys. So what does he want? He wants 1.8. He wanted $4 million before. Thank you very much. Same thing with Riley Stillman. He wants $1 million. Thank you. Talk about working the cap. I know what I'm doing. I was feeling really nervous going into this. I was thinking we're going to lose all the boys. We're going to lose Honka. We're going to lose Ilya Kovalchuk, which we did, which kind of sucked. But there you go, Riley Stillman and Erickson. That's what I'm talking about. Playing the long game is the way to go, baby. All right, let's have a look at what this season is looking like. I'm feeling way better with Kiefer Bellows on the squad. Oh boy, let's go. So we're going to edit the captains here. I don't think we're going to change it. We're going to go, okay, Kiefer Bellows apparently, whoa, hold on. Felix Pox, buddy, I love you, but no thank you. We're going to go ahead and fix this up. We're going to go ahead and give Felix Pox the alternate, Vernasty, and then keep it on Julius Honka as the captain. That was something in his contract. The C remains on his sweater. All right, let's have a look at the lines here. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't look that great right now, because we're about to change it up in 3, 2, 1. All right, so here is a look at your squad. Now, it's much better than what I thought. At the start of the video, I was really nervous. I was thinking, oh no, we're gonna lose it on all these players. Nothing's gonna work out. But the acquisition of Kiefer Bellows really strengthens up our top 6. Look at this thing. Felix Pox, Shane Wright, and Vernasty. I'm making this line work. I don't care if it kills me. Cole Lind, Klim Kostin, and Kiefer Bellows. Bittner, Philstrom, JFK. And then we have this guy, Krill Lokatanov, who we signed as a free agent, I believe. He's now a 77, so he actually took out Korskov's spot. So Korskov might be going down to the A once again. And we got Ryan McInnes and Jansen Harkins, who has better face-offs. McInnes has 80 and Harkins has 80, so it really doesn't matter. But that's how your offense looks. Oh boy, Kiefer Bellows, I'm pumped on that acquisition. The defense needs work. I would love another 82 overall defensive defenseman to play with Calder. I would absolutely love that. Or even to put Calder down here and then have a defensive defenseman with Kim Erickson, who is a young offensive defenseman. So that's on my watch list. We're going to see if we can maybe swing a trade, maybe even in this episode. Who knows? And then between the pipes, 91 overall, James Vagetti and Pavel Nechuskin. Now, the scratch roster, we have Igor Korshkov and Lavinin. So we're going to go ahead and send those guys down to the American Hockey League. But I'm pumped. That was a fantastic offseason. Again, my mood kind of changed. I was feeling real disappointed, and all of a sudden things looked up. There you go. I'm just really glad that we ended up not having to say goodbye to Captain Honka. It's a lot of money, but we still have the cap space, so I'm cool with it. Let's just have a look for a defensive defenseman. Maybe there's someone. We have $5 million to work with. Obviously, I don't want anyone crazy. This guy, what's this guy looking like? Ronnie Burst. Okay, he's 20 years old. They're probably not going to want to part ways with him after just drafting him 10th overall. So let's look for someone still 80-ish, but again, this guy's kind of in the same deal. I don't want to steal like a 21-year-old kid away. I want someone who's a little more established. Rodney's 22. That's still really young. Matthews, what's he looking like? Kevin Matthews, 6'5", defensive defenseman. Now, I got to talk about a specific player's stats in a couple minutes here once we figure out what we're going to do. There's a few players, so that kind of weeds out all the 80s. Oh, there's one down here. Simon Sharpenter. He's 6'4", 217, low elite. Okay. His shot block blocking's 99. His strength is 99. This guy's a unit. His shooting's really good. This guy could work into the top 4 real good. He's 20 years old, though. Or we can go with Luke Stewart, who's still really, really young. I kind of wanted like a 25-year-old 82 overall, to be honest with you, but I just don't think that really exists. I really, really like that kid from the Berlin Puck Wizards. One more time, let's have a look at him. There he is. Sharpender. Am I pronouncing that right? Is he French? I don't know. Oh man, this guy could be the guy. I would love to get him. So it's not going to take a ton. Let's see what it's going to take. I want to make it worth their while. We kind of already fleeced that other team, the chickens, the poor chickens. So with these guys, we could probably send them a second and a prospect their way, and boom, we're going to have this guy in the bag. Or we can give them a Strata. Let's have a look here. We could throw in a Strata and a second for this guy. That'll go through as it is. It's a little bit of an overpayment. You can see the trade value is a little bit in our favor. But you know what? I'm wheeling and dealing. Let's do it right now. I'm not going to wait. This guy is a young stud, 6'4". He's a defensive defenseman. He's going to work perfect. I don't know if it's going to get a +5, maybe a +3. Let's try it here. Estrada, we drafted him in the second round. He's 23 years old. He's good, don't get me wrong, but he just doesn't fit our team chemistry rate. So we're going to give a second and a roster player, someone to replace him right away. I feel kind of bad. I feel like we should give a little bit more. I know everyone in the comments saying, no, just take it, fleece him. Well, I feel like we're doing it kind of greasy. Let's throw in a third from next year, all right? A second, a third, and a Strata for a defensive defenseman. Will this go through? Okay, trade rejected. All right, maybe I'll take a little bit more. If we can send this goalie, he's a medium starter, 21 years old. You got to pay to play. The trade value is definitely in their favor. This I feel more comfortable with. Will that go through? Trade accepted, baby. Thank you, Berlin. Things you love to see. Let's get this guy in the lineup. Let's get a couple games of simulation done. We're rolling right now. Now, if this chemistry doesn't work, offensive defenseman, defensive defenseman, if this doesn't work, I don't know what's going on. Okay, only gives it a +1. That's disappointing. I was hoping for at least a +3. I mean, offensive and defensive. Why doesn't this work? What if they both played here? Does that give it a better? No, it doesn't. Weird. What if they both played on the top pairing? Does that give it a plus? Okay, that gives it a +3, so they play better there. I could just do this, but Honka plays better here. What if I did Honka and this guy? Still a +3. Yeah, let's just go back to the way it was. 3 and +1, I'm happy with that. And then Calder, the young kid coming up. Player I wanted to show you guys was Kiefer Bellows. Look at this guy's stats. 99 strength, 99 aggressiveness, 99 body checking. After one of those bastards in Prague, I don't know who it was. I've heard rumors that it was Koltsov. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. Someone injured our goalie. I think he had an injured hip. Well, that's not going to happen anymore with Kiefer Bellows. The man is a unit. He will punch your face in, then go score a goal. Things you love to see. Welcome to China, baby. Kiefer Bellows, looking good. Alright, so I don't want to get too many games of simulation done because I still want to hear some of your guys' thoughts, but let's get 3 games done just for fun. Let's go. Alright, head coach Rylan Meyer wants to chat about, which I assume, yeah, it's going to be Aaron Calder. Same thing, same bullshit as always. I think a 9-game trial is the best route. I think that's the right decision. He'll play 9 of the first 15 games. Great, I'll give you to the middle of November every single year. So dumb. Alright, game number 1. We got 3 slow sim games, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna slow sim them all, alright? We got a couple new faces. I publicly sent out a letter to all the season ticket holders. We are making this team better than last year. We're gonna go far in the playoffs this year and bring us back to Lord Stanley. Without Logan Stanley. Let's go. Period number 1. We got some new faces in the lineup. Who's going to show up right away? And it's 3-2. All right. Captain Honka, baby. Briere gets 2 and Vernasty. All right. This one's could get a little crazy. 5 goals in the first. Period number 2. Okay. All right. Another big period here. Riley Stillman, McTavish, Paul Bittner. We're down by 1. 4 goals on 15 shots. Oh boy. This one could be wild. And Stewart. That's the guy that we didn't trade for because we got that other guy. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, 6-4, 7-4. All right, well, my message might not have been sent here. Okay, all right, 7-5. Philstrom, he gets a big one. Game number 1 seems a bit crazy. Vernasty, okay, 7-6. Are we gonna tie it up? Come on, 2 minutes left. Oh, Briere with the hat trick. 8-6. What the hell? How the hell did this game happen? Okay, sure. That was a little bit ridiculous. Briere with 4 points. Vernasty with 3. Okay, our home opener did not quite go as planned. Let's see if game number 2 in New York is going to treat us a little bit better. We allowed 8 goals. That's not ideal. Come on, guys. Let's go. Tighten it up here. We're on the road for the next 2 games. Let's go. We got New York. Then we got to travel all the way to Stockholm. Who the hell made this schedule? Period number 1. And it's 0-0. Period number 2. Okay, we're down by 1. Standard. He scores there. Come on, Felix Pox. Let's go, buddy. Start the year off strong. Game number 1 was a little bit ridiculous, and Shane Wright, there you go. But then Rees, okay, all right, we're being outshot, but Klim, freaking proof is in the pudding. Costin scores his first of the year. Waiting on Felix Pox to get on the score sheet here. Are we gonna head into OT? Maybe a little shootout, power play from New York, and we kill it off, baby. There you go. Headed into OT. All right, if we go into a shootout, I'll go ahead and say what's up. And we're not, because Ty Smith, the New Jersey Devils pick, makes us start the year off 0-2. All right, definitely not ideal. Definitely not ideal, but going into game number 3 here, both teams are 0-2. Well, we're 0-1-1, and the Swamp Rabbits are 0-2. One of these teams are going to get their first win tonight. Let's make sure it's the Dragons here. Period number 1, and it's 2-0. There you go. Kim Erickson and Lokatonov. I think that's his first career goal. There you go, baby. Grab that puck, Kim Erickson. He waited out, and it didn't work out for him. He wanted 4.8. He only made 1.8. Yikes. Period number 2. Can we hold on to the lead? There you go. Cole Lind and Klim Kostin make it 4-0. That's weird. Felix Pox hasn't shown up yet. Ruins the shutout. Clarence Vernasty scores on Koltsov. No, that's a different Koltsov. We have a commanding 5-1 lead right now. Commanding. Okay, Argon Bust makes it 5-2, but Vernasty, oh my god. This guy's been hot. He's been red hot. 6-3. Cole Sillinger gets a goal. Kind of a wild third period. It's a little crazy. There you go, Felix Pox. Finally, can't let Vernasty have all the spotlight. That's goal number 7, and that is win number 1. There you go. Feels good to get that off your back. And there you go, Julius Honka, 6 points in 3 games. GOAT. Okay, one more slow sim game. The Bulls are 3-0 here. Let's see if we can give them their first regulation loss after destroying the Swamp Rabbits 7-3. Let's go, Kiefer Bellows. Time to shine, baby. Period number 1. And it's 2-0 for them. Okay, Brendan Gooley and Bartlett. Period number 2. 2-1. And there it is. Kiefer Bellows. Ask and you shall receive. There you go. Scores a big goal, making it 2-1. Can we tie it up here? Felix Pox or Bartlett. Okay, well, they're 3-0, looking to go 4-0 here, and we might start the year 1-2-1. Not ideal, but it's still super early. No need to push the panic button. I just wanted to get a couple games of simulation done. This looks like we're just running into a hot goalie. 36 shots, and they end up winning 4-1. My big pregame speech at game number 1 didn't really work out, kind of backfired, but I'm going to stop the video here. We did a lot in this video, made some trades, kept basically everyone except for Ilya Kovalchuk, and it's actually, let's see where he signed. That's something I want to know. You obviously have to slow sim that game. He's kind of the only major player, and Logan Stanley, I guess, but I think Ilya Kovalchuk was a more popular player. Let's see where he signed. So Ilya Kovalchuk stays at a 79 overall, but he goes to the Vermont Devils. All right, so he played for the New Jersey Devils in the NHL. Now he gets back to the Devil name with Vermont. So Ilya Kovalchuk, I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck, buddy. There you go. These are all the Ilyas in the NHL, if you're wondering. Fun fact. All right, thanks for watching, guys. That was a fun one. We did a lot. I'm glad we got to keep the majority of our players. Our team status is back up to champion, which is awesome, and that's what I want to be this year. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.